We got to watch The Hunger Games last night, so we're going to review it for you right now. If you don't want to know anything about The Hunger Games coming up this weekend, if you want to be completely unsullied,
then you shouldn't have clicked on this video.
Honestly, what are you doing clicking on this video in the first place?
We're also going to have two perspectives for you guys. We have the perspective of Clint, who has read all of the books, and then we have my perspective as someone who couldn't even finish reading the poster.
Right. The biggest thing that's different about Mockingjay Part 1 as opposed to the rest of the series is there's no actual Hunger Games in the movie.
Right.
It's a Hunger Games movie without a Hunger Games. But that's not really a problem just because it's the natural sort of development of the story. It's like going into the last Harry Potter book and being like, why there ain't no Quidditch? So there's just no Hunger Games. So it is less action-packed than the other two films.
Yeah, in a sense, the Hunger Games are continuing, but it's a different level or type of Hunger Games that is continuing. It's not the literal games, it's more of a political / warfare game that's going on, and that's the focus of the movie. So if you're going there expecting to see the same kind of like edge of your seat, non-stop, high-octane thrill ride that you got in the second movie, you're not going to get it here. So manage your expectations. And by manage them, I mean lower them.
I don't think lower them. It's still a good movie. Lower them is the wrong way to put it.
Yeah, I'm making it sound like I didn't like it, but I will say I didn't like it as much as Catching Fire.
The first Hunger Games film, I thought, it looked, for as expensive as it looked super cheap. The second one looked like a real proper movie. Better CG, better landscapes, better action, all that good stuff. And then this one sort of took a weird little turn into the political thriller arena. So it is darker. And
literally.
It is
very drab, a lot of jumpsuits.
It's all jumpsuits. And I commend the filmmakers for making J-Law look pretty blah. Like, not a lot of makeup. Her hair was, or wig, or whatever that was
she
pretty
chop all her hair off.
ratty or whatever.
I feel like the movie kind of shifts tones a lot because there are action sequences in it. It's just that they're very, very brief. You know, they're generally very tactical warfare strikes, and then the scene is over and it's back to the jumpsuits and the drab. It felt a little bit like the marshmallow test, you know, the famous marshmallow test where like, all right, if you sit through these 4 scenes of people sitting in a room and talking at a table, I'll give you an action sequence.
Right. Yeah. It was paced like that. But speaking of pacing, also, you know, because it's super easy and to be cynical about splitting up the last book of a franchise into 2 films, I don't think that it was a stretch with this one.
I certainly didn't feel like they had a lot of time wasted or things that they could have cut to cram the second movie into this one.
I was, and looking back at it, trying to think how you would make this movie half as long to be, you know, the first half of one movie. And I don't know how they could have done it. Like, it felt right. It felt like a whole movie from start to finish.
Yeah, and just speaking of cynicism, I felt the same way. I thought that it was just a cash grab to split it into 2, but the real cynicism is actually just within the movie itself. I was kind of taken aback by how cynical of a picture they're painting in terms of the political aspects of war. You know, obviously there's this rebel group with District 13 charging against the Capitol and trying to rally all the other districts to overthrow them. And there's so much just posturing and spin and, you know, media tactics at play. It's actually a very, very cynical commentary on the kinds of things that are happening today in our actual culture.
And that's one of the reasons that I found the third book so interesting. And I know I'm in the vast minority, being somebody that actually enjoyed the third book. Like, I actually kind of liked Mockingjay. To me, it felt like kind of an action movie. It was just set piece after set piece after set piece, and like behind the scenes pulling the strings. And it is bleak, like because it ends with like this weird like sort of hope, but really it's this weird sadness to me anyway. And I didn't pick up on nearly as much of the, or maybe I just didn't pay attention to it, nearly as much of the Katniss going like, which boy should I get? Oh my God, which boy? To be honest, I don't remember that. Maybe I just glossed over it. But there's like practically none of that in the movie.
Very little. I mean, there's a little bit of Hemsworth being broody and angsty and wanting an HJ, I guess, from Katniss.
Sure.
But, you know, that ain't gonna happen because it's PG-13.
Well, and the jumpsuits.
Yeah, very difficult. But there is a way, believe me.
Right.
But yeah, the crux of the story really just rests on Katniss deciding to agree to be the Mockingjay, the symbol of this revolution, and what that really means for her. Like, is she willing to be just a symbol? Is she willing to sort of shirk her personal beliefs for this larger cause. And even in the way the rebel group is portrayed in District 13, there is this sort of sense that, is the new boss the same as the old boss? Like, if these guys take over, is that even going to be better?
I'm going to stop you right there because you're going to have to read the book. And I tell you what, if you have read the book, you can take that as a sign that they did this movie correctly. Because she doesn't know what's going to happen.
I don't.
She probably sort of does now. She can at
Maybe?
least infer.
I can infer. What does that mean?
Don't inferring?
Yeah.
No.
So overall, I'd say that we both liked the movie. I might have liked it a little bit less because I've got the bloodlust. But still good. Definitely looking forward to seeing how this all wraps up.
The movie's no Purge, so if you got the bloodlust, you might be disappointed if you're expecting that. But go check it out. Opens this weekend. It's going to be huge. Everybody's going to be talking about it. Everybody's going to go see it. So go check it out. Come back. Let us know what you think of the movie in the comments down below. Click like and subscribe. And come back next time for more movie news on Cinefix Now.
Boink.
Boink. It's really not a boink. It's more of a...